Hello. Today we're taking a break from the Accord project, the airlift setup, because today's quite an exciting day because this box showed up this morning. And this box has been coming for literally 8 months. That was ordered in mid-July of last year, so between COVID shutdowns and all this other rubbish, and then sea freight waiting and Brexit stuff, all that kind of shit, finally arrived today. And what's in that box is for these. These are my they're the real deal set of VSKFs. They're 18 at the moment. Those are 18 by 9.5. I think it's plus 15 if I remember right. They're off my daily driver, my IS250, and they haven't been on the car since roughly September of last year. Because a quick story of it is I bought that set of KFs for my 03 Accord. I'll put up a couple of pictures here and there. They were, I think, 18 by 8, like really small specs, like a 1.5 inch lip or something like that. And this will be either the third or fourth time I've rebuilt them. Because I bought second-hand wider lips, and then I bought new lips, and then I've bought new ones again, and various powder coating and stuff like that. Initially they were supposed to be that gold that you see there, but the powder coating company in Dublin, they didn't have that exact gold, or else if they did, they just didn't use it or something, because the wheels themselves had been with a local powder coating company that literally didn't touch them for, I think it was like 3 months or something. I just stormed in one day and just took them out of it. I didn't even talk to anyone. If they'd try and charge me money, I would have told them to fuck off. But anyway, sent them to a place in Dublin, and about a week later the dude sent me a picture and said he had a rose gold colour in stock, which looked okay in the picture, looked pretty good, and to be honest with you, at that point I think the wheels were gone for 4 or 5 months or something like that. So I just wanted them back, so I said, yeah, cool, pack them up, send them down to me. I'll put a picture of those up as well, and what they look like on the Honda. But so the plan for today is to open up this guy, see what the lip. Well, I've had it open just to make sure there was no damage or anything, but I'll give you guys a look in a second. But it's to put essentially the rear wheels together, because those are both for the front. It was, as I said, they were on the back of the Honda at 9.5, and the set that you see here, the 2 barrels there and the tires and stuff, they were for the other ones, which were 8.5 plus 30. So in theory now I'll have these 9.5 plus 15s on the front of the Lexus, and the back should be with an extra. They're a 4-inch lip, these are 4.5, so that should be like 10-inch wide minus like 2 or 3, nearly a 0 offset essentially. But so the plan today is to put the rears together, maybe get tires put on it today. We'll see if I can get the time to do that, but if not, we'll carry on. But for now, let's take a look at these guys. I've already had the box open, but I didn't really take them out properly. Let's take a look. I love opening this kind of shit. The postman delivered like 6 different boxes today. It was brilliant. I got a bunch of new stuff for the Accord as well there, but you'll see that in another video. So, ooh, very nice, cool, brand spanking new, all the way from Japan. I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased. Cool. So as I said, they're 4.5 inch. They're there, and it doesn't. No, it's just a part number. I thought it might actually show a spec, but it doesn't. But yeah, 4.5. So yeah, as I said, I think it'll be within a couple of mil of 10-inch wide and a 0 offset. So I'll stick the camera together or up, and we'll put a little time lapse and me putting them back together. I made a little fairly ghetto kind of, I guess, roller you'd call it, because usually when I'm doing, I just have it literally just laying on the bench, and it's kind of a pain in the arse to deal with. But at least these will let it roll, should make assembly a little bit easier. I'll get it all Loctited up. I have everything ready to go. All the nuts from the originals, I suppose. Cleaned up, cleared out all the threads. I have new, they're not original work hardware obviously, because the original stuff, I don't think you can get them in different colours, but is crazy money anyway. They are from a company called SRR Hardware in England. They're actually really cheap. I was going to reuse but this is the second set of red ones that I've used. You can see They're some of the new ones put in there as well. Now, I was going to reuse the first set for when I rebuilt them the first time, but I don't know what you call it, like anodizing or whatever, is all gone from, well, not gone, but just gone shitty around the top of it there, and it just looks bad. So I think a box of 80 of those was like 90 quid or something like that. It was pretty cheap, so for the sake of small investment, they'll make the wheel look 100 times better. So between the red hardware, I do have the red and gold center caps, and I have red and gold little valve stem caps as well. The whole thing as a package should look really, really cool, especially on a black car. So let's get to work. That went fairly smoothly. It's all put together, and they're not torqued down or anything like that now, but we're getting there. So it's very, very simple. You just, my little ghetto roller actually came in really, really handy. Some of them kind of fight you a little bit here and there trying to get the bolts through, so what you would have seen me with the hammer, while it looked like I was whacking the shit out of them, it's just to kind of persuade them in through, because they have to go through the face, the lip, and then the barrel, and just to kind of make sure they're seated correctly as well. Pull the hardware through, a drop of that nice little Loctite stuff. I've used it in the last 3 or 4 times I've done wheels. I've never had any issues with it, so I'm sure it'll be fine. The only thing I wish that I could have had done differently, and I should have thought of it before I sent them off, was when the wheels got powder coated. You're not really meant to powder coat that mounting face there. God, look, you can see how corroded these wheels are. This might be the last run for them, I'd say. But yeah, you're not meant to do that face there, nor are you meant to do any kind of the mounting surfaces, which would be, say, the edge of that lip there, or that face there, because it makes it very, very hard to assemble it, because you're essentially bashing the powder coat out of the way. Or you could sand it back, I guess, but it'd be a pain in the arse. You'd be all day doing it, unless you had a lathe or something, but I don't have anything like that. So next step, it's kind of awkward to do on my own, but we'll see how we go. If not, I might have to leave it and do it later when there's someone at home. Is get them torqued up. Now, the brand new bolts on their website, they say you're supposed to tighten them up to 22 Newton meters. I don't know what that is in foot pounds. If you're watching me in America, I'm sure you can find out yourself. So what I normally do is, instead of 22, just to be on the safe side, and also because I'll be using a bit of an extension, I would go an extra little bit and go as far as 25. I mean, realistically, 25 Newton meters, it's not a whole lot more than hand tight, really. So we'll wind that lad up there, get that ready to go. Oh yeah, one other thing I will say is, if you're doing it yourself, this isn't a tutorial on how to build your wheels, but it's just the way that I would do it. You can use those again, say if you didn't want to buy a new set of hardware or something like that, but I don't know how true it is. I've read online that you're supposed to basically double the torque. So if it's 22 to 25 for new ones, 40 something, maybe 50 for second-hand ones. Now, I've done it before on those. Obviously, I'm not going to dig into that to see, but that is a set of Work VSKFs that I have for that car as well, and I reused all the original hardware and torqued it to, I think it was 48, maybe 50 or something, and it worked fine. Never had any issues. They've never leaked, so I don't see why you couldn't reuse the second ones. But just, as I said already, the coating on the wheels gone kind of shitty was the main reason that I bought a new set, and the fact that they're not that dear. So crack on, get these guys torqued up, and carry on from there. Okay, all done. And if I say so myself, they look really spicy. They're super cool. Now, I noticed it when I got the wheels back, and it's not really that big of a deal, but because they were originally chrome and then they were the rose gold, then they got blasted. He tried to do them in some other kind of gold, I can't remember, but as I just pointed out, like, they're really corroded in there. Now in fairness, they weren't like that the very first time I got them done. You can see a little bit just kind of bubbly shitty stuff there as well, but the reason I had them redone was one day I was just washing the car and I could see the powder coat was flaking, like just in there, and it was lifted and like water had got in under it or something. So I don't know if maybe a shitty wheel cleaner kind of burnt the powder coat or something, but anyway, but what I did notice, but maybe it's because there's a couple of other layers, is that wheel, or that face I mean, sorry, is kind of, yeah, you can kind of make it out on the camera, is a different, ever so slightly different shade. It's much more obvious in person, but the way of it done is I have the two, I might even have a picture of when they came, when I got them back, and you can see the difference in the two shades. But I have a front wheel and a back wheel in, say, the lighter shade, and then a front wheel and a back wheel for the other side in that shade. Now, so you'll never be able to see all four at the same time, but anyway. So the next step is to, actually I want to measure them and double check where the center line is and just get a better idea of where the, or what offset they are. But excuse me, the next step is to put them on my little gallo roller again. I have silicone that I bought the last day, and just run a nice little bead all the way around. It's often, I might try and kind of tidy up some more of that, but it's not too bad. Well, I gotta say now, that actually came out quite good. I'm pleased with that now. That's a nice, tidy looking seal. Aside from the excess that's left over from last time they were sealed, but like if you look in kind of the valley between the lip and the barrel, that's a nice tidy seal there now, so I'm pleased with that. So that lot, oh, I might put a little bit more, yeah, I better put a little bit more there. But other than that, seal look pretty nice. To be fair, I never really know what to do or what to use when doing that kind of stuff to really get it to sit. But these little foam pieces that came, they sat on the edge of the wheel like that in the shipping. I just kind of bent that over my finger and just used that. You would have seen it at the time. That worked really, really good. Very pleased. So leave that for a while to, well, overnight to settle. So I forgot I won't be putting tyres on it today. I need to get tyres anyway. So we move on to the next one, and I'll be back then when the two of them are finished. Okay, so just got the wheels back, tyres on, all ready to go. So in looking at it, I put 245s on it. As you can see on the front, which has a 215, there's a kind of a decent stretch on it. You can see a bit of the lip and a stretch on it. It's not so much with the 245s. I probably should have gone 235 just for that look, but it's a it's a nice big meaty tyre. It'll be fine. It's the same as what's on the car at the moment. So last thing to do is put the center caps back in, get the little work valve caps that I have, because the tyre place just put the usual plastic ones on it, and get them onto the car. Right, all the little details are finished. You would have just seen me giving the caps a little clean and putting those in. Those are the little valve caps. They're really, really nice. I don't know if they're genuine. I don't know if they're the real thing or not, like if they're an actual work product or if they're some like cheapy Chinese thing or something, but they look cool. They look nice on it. It's a nice little detail, So let's stick them on the car. Okay, as I thought, the 245 is a little bit wide. It does catch right there, like ever so slightly, but it's enough that even if you put a bag of shopping in the back, it'll start rubbing. So instead of getting the arch roller and potentially rippling the paint, or rippling the arch or splitting paint or something like that, we just decided to do it ghetto style, I suppose, as always with everything. So if you've never done it before, jack up the car, lay a couple of magazines on top of the wheel, drop it back down, say open up the door, you know, just stand on the ceiling, give it a little bounce. Do that a couple of times. This will be the, you know, second or third time I've done it. Jack it up again, stack another couple of magazines on top of it, go as much as you need, and it gives you a really nice kind of gradual pull and a fold up there, as opposed to with the roller that, as I said, can kind of ripple the bodywork or kind of give you waves in the paint or something. So this hopefully should do it. Before I put them on the car, I'm just going to take my offset measurement. So what have we got there? So all that 280 mil from the, like I'm measuring it this way, say from the floor, the worktop along a straight edge. So that's 280, and then we go here, same thing. I don't know if you can make that out. Where is it? Yeah. So call that 160. So what you do then? So 280 wide divided by that gives you 140. It's the center line of the wheel, and then the measurement from the face. So there's 20 mil in the difference. So if the measurement from the face to the straight edge is more than the width, it's a positive, like it's plus. So making the wheels 10J plus 20. I expected a little less, to be honest. I thought it would be a bit closer to zero, obviously, as I said earlier, but I guess I worked out my measurement wrong, but still pretty happy with that. So I'm going to double check the measurement for the front, because as I worked out, I was talking to Dara last night and we were talking about measuring offset and stuff like that, and I've actually been measuring it wrong, to be honest. So I'm going to double check the offset of the front ones as well, just while I'm at it, before I throw them on the car. Okay, so I just double checked the fronts as well before they went on. Total width 265 divided by 2 is 132, you know, just rounded it down a little bit. Again, the measurement from the face is 160 because the face is 160 as well, because they're the same size barrels front and back. The difference was 28, so the fronts are 9.5 plus 28 as opposed to 9.5 plus 15. So obviously I was measuring wrong. I was measuring from measuring it without a tire, and measuring, say, where where the lip meets the barrel. I was measuring it off, say, that center line in there, as opposed to off the face, and there obviously is the couple of mil difference in it. So that makes the total for the wheels, the fronts 9.5 plus 28, and the back 10 plus 20. So yeah, I think pretty happy with that. So they're all finished, back on the car. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I just gave it its first wash in about 2 or 3 months, 2 or 3 weeks, I mean. They look really, really nice on it. Very happy with those. So as I said, the spec turned out a little bit different than what I was expecting, but I don't care. Like it looks perfect. Visually, fitment is perfect. Very happy with it. So it worked out at 10 plus 20 in the back and 9.5 plus 28 in the front. Clearance wise, no massive problems. On full lock the wheel does catch up in the plastic liner up there, but that's not a big deal. You're so rarely at completely full lock that it doesn't matter shite. I did end up, as you can see, I ate up a lot of the sidewall of the tyre because it was a lot lower. I tried the magazine trick, as you'd seen. I ended up going with the roller just out of, I guess, convenience and speed to get it done. So they are rolled. I got away with it pretty good. Like the paint isn't fantastic anyway because it's an old car, well, relatively old, but I didn't really get any ripples or splits in the paint or anything like that, so pretty pleased with that. I did end up having to, before I rolled the lips, or rolled the arches, I decided to raise the coilovers. I lifted them about kind of 10 mil, or 12 mil I think it was, and it's the combination of that and rolling the arches has definitely fixed that issue. Like there's maybe, you know, I could come down another maybe 5 mil if I wanted to, but I don't really want to kind of, you know, go too crazy with it. It isn't a daily driver after all. But I think that's about it. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. It looks really good. Okay, that's it for this one. So that was fun. It's kind of daunting the first time you do it. I've done 2 or 3 sets now, or maybe even 4. And it's not really that difficult. Just pay attention when you're taking it apart. Take your time putting it back together, same as anything. The car needs a few little bits. I wouldn't mind taking the rear lip off again, refitting it properly. It's supposed to be one of these fiberglass kits that's a perfect fit, and they never are. I have a set of side skirts for it that a local guy makes. They're kind of a BN Sports sort of style. I'm not sure how they'll match with the rest of the car, but I'm sure it'll be fine. They'll need to be painted and thrown on. The front lip, I wouldn't mind, even, well, to be honest, the front bumper could do it, getting taken off and painted again. But definitely the front lip needs another coat of paint and a quick buff again. As for lowering the car a little bit more, I wouldn't mind coming down another, even 15 or 20 mil maybe, just to have the arch right down on top of the lip, or damn close at least anyway. But as I said already, it's a daily driver, and I carry my wife around in it sometimes, my son, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it. As you saw already, the fitment it's fine. I'm pleased with it for a daily driver. I'm going to put together like a little wankery YouTube slow motion montage sort of thing. I hope you think it's funny. If you do, let me know. And I think that's going to be it. So hopefully I'll be back in a couple of weeks with another video on the Accord. And we'll speak to you soon.